Zebec recently said they're going to be announcing something. What is it exactly? Currently, I will not be able to know. However, nothing I say is financial advice, but at least this gives me a little bit of a, I guess, change in sentiment when it comes to Zebec, because if they're still doing things, it keeps me a little bit happy. Like, for instance, we all know that Solana recently, we kind of saw what they did when it comes to Breakpoint, which is basically a Solana event. And in that event, we see a lot of key players within sort of that Solana vibe. We see them there, right? And this event, a lot of people, they really like it, especially if they are a fan of Solana, I suppose. But here's the thing. Zebec said in this post that they will be announcing a major geographic expansion of their offerings, basically. What is that going to be? I mean, as of right now, there's no way for me to tell because they haven't done it, I suppose. But I'm saying, when I take a look at something like Zebec, this keeps me a little bit happy because sometimes people like to say, oh, these events that Zebec goes to or something like that, it's pointless and all this. Well, maybe at kind of like a surface level, in a sense, it could be viewed as, in some cases, oh, it's kind of a waste of time. But if we take a look at it a little bit deeper, we have to consider the people they're meeting, the people they're kind of talking to, right? Kind of the networking sort of vibes that are going on. Maybe new partnerships, maybe new announcements, who knows? But when I take a look at something like this, it does keep me, I guess, a little bit happy as to what I'm seeing when it comes to Zebec. Now, when it comes to Zebec, people like to say, oh, no one's really going to care what they're going to announce. Well, we don't know what they're going to announce, right? So why would it be something that's not cared about if we don't even know what it is? That's just my perspective. However, also on top of that as well, I think that when it comes to Zebec, when it comes to a lot of projects out there that have a Solana vibe, Zebec is a little bit different because in a sense where it's actually being recognized by Solana Ventures. What do I mean by that? Zebec is backed by Solana Ventures, actually. So, in my perspective, it makes it a little bit different, than some other projects out there, right, that have a Solana sort of vibe, I suppose. Where in this case, it's actually being backed by, again, Solana Ventures. Besides that as well, though, when it comes to Zebec, my kind of perception is that when it comes to this sort of, event, right, the Breakpoint event, which is, a Solana event, basically, people like to tell me, well, when it comes to Zebec, it's not a big enough of a project to kind of make an impact within that Solana sort of vibe, or should I say, things surrounding it. Well, here's the thing. Solana, for quite a while, despite being a layer 1 blockchain that is often kind of recognized for its speed, its scalability, and stuff like that, it's often known for memes. So having something like Zebec, it's a little bit different, where the vibe is not like just, oh, it's this fun project that is just trying to, do things for fun. It doesn't have that type of vibe. It's a little bit more serious. So it brings a little bit of a breath of fresh air, I think, to Solana, where it's not only just memes like that. You know what I mean? So this is why I just haven't given up when it comes to, Zebec, because I have not personally seen, in my perspective, a fully fledged type of altcoin season for projects on Solana, or have an aspect of Solana, I should say, that have this more serious type of utility driven type of vibe. I haven't really seen that yet, especially during this cycle. I've seen glimpses of like memes doing pretty okay when it comes to Solana, but I haven't really seen those utility driven projects, which is why when it comes to Zebec, I am still just in this mindset where I haven't given up. Now, I'm not telling anyone to do anything, by the way, but I think Zebec to me represents something that I haven't really seen for quite a while when it comes to Solana, which is a project that has a utility driven type of vibe, but is not like a meme. You know what I mean? But even besides that as well, when I take a look at, you know, Zebec, could it have things to improve? Yeah, sure. I guess. Like, personally for me, people like to say I'm blinking too much, but how do I stop it? You know what I mean? I'm gonna just have to hold my eyes. Like, I'm just joking. But yeah, besides that point, I'll try to work on that. ZBCN currently, it's still around 36 times lower than 10 cents. I'm totally aware of that. But what can I do about it? You know what I mean? Like, there's over 80,000 holders when it comes to ZBCN. I can't do anything about that. But the thing is, because I was even dollar cost averaging, right? back when the market cap was more than right now. Also, I actually dollar cost average before the market cap became this massive as well. If you've seen, some of my previous videos from kind of earlier this year when it comes to ZBCN, but besides that point, I've been through it when it comes to ZBCN where, I believed in it before it really kind of did anything, I guess, in recent memory, and then it kind of did something, and then now it's had a pullback and all this. I'm totally aware of that. But you know what? I'm just still in this mindset where I still want to, kind of see what happens, I guess, basically. 10 cents is, I get it, very far away. Hypothetically, if it could ever even do that. But my kind of perception is this. Okay, if I take a look at, you know, ZBCN currently, right? The market cap not too long ago, like it's still even this year, it was like around 500 million. So right now we're over 2 times lower than that, basically, in terms of market cap. Is Bitcoin over 2 times lower than where it was, let's say, back in May or something like that in terms of market cap? Well, I hypothetically don't think so because Bitcoin right now is over 2 times lower than 200 grand, right? But it's actually never even reached 200 grand. You know what I mean? So if let's say I could only choose 2 projects and someone told me, oh, these projects could only just go back to where it was back in May. In that make-believe scenario, would I hypothetically even be choosing Bitcoin? I don't know about that. You know what I mean? So what is it going to do? Go back to like 100 plus grand? Like right now, it's just slightly under 90 grand. I don't know why I would even have that sort of mindset. But yeah, besides that point, and also when I take a look at ZBCN, my kind of perception is that sure, it doesn't have the best listings out there, but it's not like it's too far off from its competition, right? I mean, it's not like it's drastically like not as good as like something like XCN, which we recently saw the Robinhood news, but it's not like too far off when it comes to some of its competitors. Like for instance, again, its most closest competitor, which I think is XCN, or should I say Onyx, when it comes to ZBCN. So it's not like it's too far off. And also on top of that, when I take a look at something like Zebec, my kind of perception is that when it comes to Solana, if let's say for whatever reason Solana doesn't become as popular or something like that, if let's say there's an altcoin season, is it really going to kind of hinder something like Zebec? Well, I don't know if it's really going to hinder it too much because a lot of my friends out there, they don't even really know that Zebec has a Solana aspect. They just know it as Zebec. So in my perspective, if let's say Solana does okay, then hypothetically, you know what? Why would that be a bad thing when it comes to Zebec, right? But if let's say Solana doesn't do that hypothetically okay for whatever reason in a make-believe scenario during an altcoin season, is Zebec necessarily in trouble? I hypothetically don't really think so because in and of itself, it's already a project that's focused on global trade and finance in which there isn't even really that many competitors to begin with. I mean, its most closest competitor is Onyx. Some other projects out there, they have like 5 or 10 closest competitors. You know what I mean? Like this one doesn't have drastically that many in my perspective. It's just pretty much really competing like against Onyx. To a certain extent, I guess, the Swiftcoin XPR and also XDC, but its most closest competitor is something like Onyx, right? So it's not like it's too much really in the grand scheme of things. Like if let's say there's the gold medal and the silver medal, and I am in a competition to see who can, I guess, run the mile the fastest. Like either way, if I'm just second place, that's like a hypothetical silver medal. You know what I mean? Like, it's a different case if there's like 10 competitors. Then, okay, that's a different case. I could easily not, place if anything, I could easily become like 5th place, 6th place, or 9th place, or 10th place, whatever the case may be. But if there's only like another competitor other than me, like, you know what I mean? Like, even if I don't do the best, okay, I got second place, I guess. I don't know. That's just kind of my mindset. But besides that point, though, I'm not telling anyone to do anything, but I just wanted to make this updated video when it comes to Zebec talking about this because Zebec, sometimes they like to do riddles. You know what I mean? They like to say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. They kind of, I guess, want someone like me, I suppose, to probably think about what they could do. I mean, I don't know why they sometimes do that, but yeah, you know what? I am still thinking about it. So I guess maybe if that is even their hypothetical intent, I guess it's kind of working for me because I am still thinking about it. But yeah, besides that point, that's pretty much about it. If there's going to be an update when it comes to this, I'll be making a video on that. But yeah, I want to say thank you for watching, and I hope you all have a very nice day.